Preparation and survival. Engineers race to protect our technological systems, but history shows us a sobering fact. Those with the right preparations weather disasters best. What if the difference between crisis and catastrophe in your life comes down to decisions you make long before the solar storm hits? When governments and utilities struggle with widespread infrastructure failures, the hard truth emerges. You might be on your own for weeks or even months following a Carrington-level event. Most of us have experienced brief power outages, perhaps a few hours or days at most, but few have prepared for what could be months without electricity, internet, or electronic banking. Consider what happens when your smartphone battery dies, your refrigerator stops cooling, your water pressure drops to nothing, and ATMs no longer function. The modern conveniences we take for granted vanish almost instantly. Yet some households and communities will manage this transition far better than others. Emergency preparedness experts emphasize the importance of having a well-stocked supply of essential items to ensure safety and well-being during an extended outage, as well as a plan for how to manage without power for an extended period, notes an official disaster preparedness report. This practical approach makes sense regardless of the specific threat. Alternative energy sources become crucial during extended outages. Small generators can provide limited electricity for essential medical equipment or refrigeration, though fuel becomes scarce quickly. Battery backups offer shorter-term solutions with fewer maintenance concerns. Solar generators with battery storage provide electricity indefinitely as long as the panels remain undamaged. Water becomes priority one when municipal systems fail within hours of grid collapse as pumps shut down. Store 1 gallon per person per day with a 3-week minimum supply, plus non-electric filtration methods. After Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico, communities with stored water and hand-operated filters avoided the waterborne illnesses that affected thousands. For food security, non-perishable staples with long shelf lives form the foundation of emergency nutrition. Foods requiring minimal preparation become particularly valuable when cooking methods are limited to camp stoves or open flames. During the 2021 Texas winter storms, families with well-stocked pantries avoided the dangerous grocery store crowds and empty shelves. Medical preparedness takes on new urgency during extended emergencies. Beyond standard first aid supplies, those with chronic conditions need strategies for managing without pharmacies. Communication systems represent another vulnerability. Maintaining a landline phone, if possible, can be a reliable way to communicate during an outage, as it may still function even without electricity. Battery-powered or hand-crank radios provide crucial one-way communication from emergency services. Emergency radio communication devices, such as hand-crank or battery-powered radios, are also recommended for receiving critical information from authorities, explains the research. These simple technologies become lifelines when complex systems fail. Financial resilience matters too. With electronic banking potentially unavailable, cash reserves become essential. Physical copies of important documents take on new importance when digital versions become inaccessible. Individual preparation provides the first line of defense, but community resilience creates a powerful safety net woven from many individual threads. Neighborhoods that organize before disasters strike demonstrate significantly better outcomes than those where everyone fends for themselves. When Hurricane Sandy struck in 2012, certain neighborhoods maintained basic services through pre-established community programs while others struggled for weeks. Communities that have proactively developed emergency plans, established mutual aid networks, and invested in resilient infrastructure have demonstrated a greater ability to withstand and recover from major disruptions, confirms disaster response research. These success stories provide valuable templates to follow. Microgrids represent one of the most promising developments in community resilience. Community microgrids and decentralized power systems are examples of how communities can maintain function during disasters, ensuring a degree of self-sufficiency and resilience, and reducing the impact of widespread power failures, notes a recent infrastructure study. These localized energy systems often incorporate renewable sources with battery storage, creating islands of electrical stability centered around hospitals, emergency services, and community centers. Emergency preparedness experts stress the importance of realistic planning, including having a backup plan for critical electronic transactions, such as banking and communication, to ensure preparedness for a potential solar storm disaster, notes one expert. This means preparing for a world where digital conveniences temporarily disappear. The most resilient approach combines both individual and community preparation. Urban dwellers might focus on supplies bridging the gap until evacuation becomes possible, while rural residents might plan for longer self-sufficiency, starting with a 2-week preparation period, then expanding to 1 month and beyond as resources allow, creates layered security. Regular practice separates effective preparation from ineffective efforts. Families that periodically simulate emergency conditions identify critical gaps in their planning. The most resilient households treat emergency preparation as an ongoing lifestyle rather than a one-time project. This approach isn't about fear, it's about empowerment. Understanding that you have the capacity to weather extreme circumstances provides peace of mind that no insurance policy can match. As we stand today, we find ourselves at a critical crossroads. The looming threat of a Carrington-level event is a direct call to action. Infrastructure hardening initiatives like transformer retrofitting have shown promising results, offering a path to resilience rather than recovery. The mathematics are straightforward. Investing in protection now costs significantly less than rebuilding after a catastrophic solar storm. Early warning systems, grid hardening, and international collaboration form our best defense. Are you prepared for a world suddenly thrust into darkness? The choice is clear. We can prepare today or pay tomorrow.